You know what I hate? When you do this whole segment and you spend about 20 minutes to 25 minutes putting the video together and you forgot to turn the mic on. And you've already had one of those. Anywho. The man cave is a place where us men can go into our own space away from the family. By this I mean a place where the rules are not set by the women of the house, but by the man cave owner. It's a place to be quiet, read, potter, attend to a hobby, watch films, leave dirty shoes laying around, making YouTube videos, or just about anything else a man might do. G-Mann has a man cave. It's my special place for solitude or mateship, depending on my needs and mood. I'm not sure what women think of such places, which are probably more tolerated than understood. However, they do fulfill a basic need for us real men to get some time away from our normal daily routine and the pressures of life. Man caves have been around in one form or another since the beginning of time, but welcome to 2019, where our private men-only spaces has the feminazis wanting it shut down. Let me introduce to you Hadley Keller from House Beautiful, who recently wrote,
"At its best, laughably immature, and at its worst, glaringly sexist. The man cave is the isolated room of the house born of the idea that, what exactly? A man can only relax in a room full of rich mahogany and leather-bound books? A man has no options, input, or thought whatsoever on how the rest of the house looks, let alone functions."
Seriously, Hadley, if you are wondering why your man, do you actually have a man, or are you one of those independent women who are fluid with your relationships, that your gender of choice is on the LGBTIQRSVP A to Z spectrum? But for the purpose of this video, let's just assume you have a man. The reason he has created a space for himself is that he wants to get away from the needy, whiny, insecure and pathetic woman that you are, and spend more time with his mates doing blokey stuff in the comfort of isolation. Then you have this relationship coach and psychologist. A relationship coach. Lord help me. Am I allowed to say Lord? Mate, are you anything like these three numbnuts from Australia's Married at First Sight, who are about as useful as a glass hammer?
A tip from me to you, don't use language like that if you want any chance of a relationship with a woman.
James Anderson says,
"The separate nature of the man cave has an endless list of negative effects. The couples I have seen who have issues because of this, their problems mostly come from an aspect of control that's never healthy."
Oh, you mean like the woman is trying to control whether the man is allowed or not allowed to have his own space? He says,
"Marriage and long-term relationships are a partnership between two people, and the home they create together is supposed to be based on mutual respect and, by extension, mutually shared tastes."
Brother, I am no relationship expert, but let me have a crack at it. I would think that the basis for a good, solid relationship is that the needs of both parties are met. You're welcome. Back to Hadley. She says,
"The idea that men are deserving of a relaxing timeout and a private space in which to do it, and women aren't, is problematic. It is derived from the notion that the home and all the work within it is entirely the woman's domain."
Firstly, who said you aren't deserving of a relaxing time-out space? That's just you playing the victim, and because you see us men having a space to go, you are just kicking yourself that you didn't think of it first. Admit it, girl. I bet the men in your life are more independent than you and better in every way, and you're struggling to reach up to his level, and you know you never will. So rather than trying to bring us down to your level, be creative and come up with your own space, like they do in He Said, She Said. He shed, she shed. He shed, she shed. Take a look.
Follow me.
Okay.
incredible.
So nah. Secondly, if you think all the work is the woman's domain, well, that's on you. We want to help you around the house with chores like cleaning, washing, cooking, but we can never seem to do it to your standard. And because you are such a control freak, we just graciously admit defeat when we realise we will never reach your standards, so we let you do it. See what I did there? If only there was a study done when it comes to equality sharing household duties. Oh wait, there was a 2018 study on household income and labour dynamics in Australia conducted by Melbourne Institute, which reveals that there is still a long way to go when it comes to household equality. The study reported that attitudes towards traditional gender roles in the home had become less traditional over time, but men continued to have more traditional attitudes around gender roles than women. I don't know about you, but I'm a real numpty when it comes to this. Help me out, feminazis. You want to compete in men's events, you want to join the Boy Scouts, and you want to serve in the front line in military combat. But when it comes to household duties, you want us to share the responsibility. Well, we say no. You want equality? Well, here it is. We invite you to leave the toilet seat up, woof whistle at us, leave your panties lying around the house, and lie on the couch watching Shameless with your hands down your pants. We demand equality. It is time for men to demand equality. We want you to share in the household duties, and if we only do 10% of the work, we demand 10% from you. No more arguments. Sorry, I got a bit carried away. If studies show that there is still a long way to go and there are still attitudes to be shifted, is giving men a private area of the home to retreat to after a long day of really hard work a sentiment we should be encouraging in 2019? Well, according to the psychologist feminazi James, he says,
No, the man cave has to go, if not for anyone's sake, but men's. The problem isn't actually with the man caves themselves, it is with the mindset that often comes with them. And as well as putting strain on relationships, it is just another barrier stopping men from communicating.
Oh, bullshit. James, you big feminist. Did they get to you? Brother, come back. Mate, don't go all soft on us now. You're a man. Remember? A man. Well, maybe you're not. He says,
The idea of a solitary area for a man to sit in to do his hobbies and ignore the rest of the world could be dangerous, and it reinforces society's ideas that men should not show emotion.
dangerous? De-escalating a riot situation is dangerous. Drinking whiskey and navel-gazing is not. Here's the way G-Mann sees it. Women actually love the fact that men have their own space to retreat, to have time out, tinker with a hobby, because it allows women time to themselves without having to listen to us rabbit on about man stuff. Some of you women watching this want us men to be men and to allow us the space that we deserve. Whew. What do you think? Should we get rid of the man cave? I would love to know your thoughts. In fact, I think I just had a thought. I could start a whole new segment, Relationship Advice with G-Mann. Can you imagine that? Dear G-Mann, I'm an obese, unemployed, recovering alcoholic, and my wife works 2 jobs as well as doing all the cooking, cleaning, and car repairs. She nags me constantly about doing more around the house. What should I do? Desperate Dan. Hey Desperate Dan, well aren't you a useless fat pig? And wifey, wake up to yourself. G-Mann, great advice. As usual, like, share, subscribe, upvote, downvote, hate on me, do what you gotta do. And if you have any stories that you think I could mess up, or if you are in need of relationship advice, drop me a line right here, Gerald at thepointtv.com.au. Now go away and build yourself a man cave. I'm Gerald Pauschmann for The Point TV. Cheers, Rudy.